What's up, guys? It's Steve over at Disney. I am here today with my mom, and today we are going to the movies.
Woo!
Not really. We're going to Hollywood Studios, and we're going to dive a little bit into our favorite things to do at Hollywood Studios.
Yes, we are.
So let's not dilly-dally. Without further ado, buckle up because it's time for us to start talking Disney. Let's go. So, I feel like Hollywood Studios has really been the little brother of parks for a long time.
Yeah, it's been like, it feels like years. Like for years, it's been changing and changing and changing. And let's do this, let's do this. You know, so many things have come and gone.
Right.
Again, so many things have come and gone. And unlike Epcot, I feel a lot of these are better.
Yeah, huge, vast improvements to this park.
Yes, and not that I didn't like it before. I loved it before. I loved the Backlog Tour. Loved that with Catastrophe Canyon and the neighborhood. I forget the name of the neighborhood. It's been so long, right?
Like,
with the Golden Girls house, and that's where they set up Osborne Lights.
I know, there was so much good stuff
there was
going
so
on
much
back
good
there.
stuff, and they got rid of that, and they put in that car thing. I wasn't a fan of that. I thought that was a mistake.
I thought that was really cool the first couple times you saw it, but
as long as you didn't see it in the summer, because you'd bake to a crisp.
You would, like,
you'd come out like a piece of bacon. It was so hot there.
And it was steel, like those steel, like
that was
bleachers.
crazy. And then they changed that, so I feel like they're changing Hollywood Studios. I keep going to call it MGM for the best. So
yeah, I feel like it took a long time for them to kind of always play catch up with Hollywood Studios.
But even after, with saying that, I still found it hard to find three things that were outstanding. Like when I go into the Magic Kingdom, I could list 1,001 things that are must-dos, and not that I found it was a hard time, but there just isn't a lot there yet. I think it still has some.
It's
some
still
things.
building up, but there's been some new rides that have opened up and some new.
What the new things they're doing?
The new and the old are meshing well, and I like it.
Yeah.
So let's start. This is our three must-dos, and we will start at number 3.
Number 3, I picked a classic. I picked Muppet Vision 3D. Love it.
Love it.
It's a classic, and what else is there to say? They added those 4D effects of the soap and the, lighting and animatronics and live performers. But it's just, it's a nice place to go when it's hot. There's
It's like a recurring theme. It's always we're always trying to find shelter from the heat.
I really do love Disney, honest to God.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. I laugh at the same corny jokes every time.
Every time, and it's funny because I remember it as a kid.
Yeah.
And I remember certain things being funny as a kid versus now an adult, and other things are funny now as an adult. So I've loved it the whole time.
Well, it's been there. It's because it's been there your whole life.
My whole life. So
it's old, but it's fun. It was one of the last projects Jim Henson worked on. That was one of his final projects, and he did voice Kermit the Frog's voice, I believe.
Yeah.
In it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It's cool that that's
But it's really dated. When they have that blow up scene at the end. It's not the best 3D show Disney is offering at all. It's really dated. Even when they have that blow up scene, you see it. It's from 1990.
Right.
MGM. It's MGM Studios in the background you're looking at. So.
Yeah, it's definitely dated, but it's still I feel like it holds up well, and it's fun, and it's the Muppets.
Do you remember the Muppet Show? Because that's what. No,
I don't remember the Muppet Show.
That's what it's based on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of neat. I didn't know that, so I'm learning something new today.
There you go.
So,
and what's your number 3?
So my number 3, I went in a different direction. I went thrill rides, and for me, it's Rock and Roller Coaster, starring Aerosmith. I love rock music. I love roller coasters. Put them together, and you got a winning combination in my book. There was, for me, Hollywood Studios had a couple things that I was really like, I was torn between.
Yeah.
But Rock and Roller Coaster to me is so much fun. That initial launch is so extreme. It's probably the most extreme thing I've experienced on a roller coaster. You know, you go 0 to 60 in like 2.8 seconds, the whole thing. You hit the loops right off the bat. And every time I look at my picture when I get off the ride, it's just me screaming like a banshee. So it's really exciting though. And I really, really love roller coasters. And I love the theme behind Rock and Roller Coaster. I remember years ago there was this rumor that went around they were going to change it from Aerosmith to like the Jonas Brothers, and that was just like the saddest rumor I ever heard. I don't know why that went around for a while, but it did, and I had heard it.
Well, you know, Aerosmith is old as dirt now.
I know, but like the songs hold up. Like they play it.
Right.
They play it with the speakers.
You know what? I really can't add much to this because I've never been on it.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely like the thrill
I don't
ride.
Like rides.
Yeah,
I don't like rides.
Yeah, like it's a thrill ride. Like, and in every sense of the word, you do 3 inversions. You go upside down twice at the beginning, then once at the end you hit a corkscrew. You go 60 miles an hour. I mean, it's a thrill ride. So if you're a thrill ride fan, I recommend Rock and Roller Coaster. You will notice that as much as I do love thrill rides, I left the Tower of Terror off my list. No, that's a non-starter for me. Like, I love thrill rides as much as the next guy, but I don't like those droppy rides. So, Tower of Terror did not.
It didn't make my list either.
Like, that was just a ride that.
Because I've never been on it.
Honestly, if they said there was no ride inside of it and that was just like a set piece.
At least you went on it.
I have. I've been on it a few times.
Yeah. No.
I think the most recent time I was on it was
a couple years
ago. And I remember I took like Hannah and Corey and Brady on it.
You went on after that.
I know, but that was the last time I remember. I'm pretty sure I just like blacked out from terror. So I hate that ride, but I think it's amazing to look at. So it's like the best themed ride in the world. But
it has a great projection show on it at Christmas time.
I can't wait to see that. I want to see that so bad.
What?
The projection show.
Because I think they're going to do one for the 50th, and
yeah. So, number 2.
What did you put for number 2?
For number 2, I did go with a show this time, and for me, that would be the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. It is the coolest show in Disney because it's all real people, and I love the movie, so watching the action scenes and the people falling off the buildings and the cars blowing up, and it's amazing. That is like the show in Disney for me.
It's been here a long time.
Yeah.
A long, long time. It's sad that it's closed because of COVID and everything like that. Hopefully it opens back up.
Right.
I mean, there's been rumors that it's not gonna open back up.
That would be so sad. I I think the property's valuable enough that it should. Hopefully it does open back up, and I think they want to reboot Indiana Jones, so it really could do a good job of like publicity both ways. But I think it's really cool where there's a lot of audience participation in Indiana Jones, and
it's fun. It's classic, just like Muppet Vision.
Right. I think Dad got on once, didn't he? He was down there. He was one of the people. So he loved that.
He did.
And he was actually, speaking, like you said, the Backlog Tour, he actually got doused with the water too. He got to be in the show before the Backlog Tour.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I forgot about that part of the Backlog Tour.
Yeah, he was sitting there on the phone.
They had the little, they had
what was it, like Pearl Harbor, right?
Yeah.
That's the Pearl Harbor scene? And the water rushed in.
And I forgot all the, like the props and stuff.
Yeah, it was a really cool ride.
That was a great ride. I miss it.
Yeah, I miss it.
My number 2, I didn't even pick a ride, a show. I picked a whole land.
Yeah.
I picked Toy Story Land, Andy's backyard, basically. It's just, I think it was just so creative.
It really was,
thing, like what they did, and there's so many things you miss, like the huge sneaker print, Andy's sneaker print, and it's a Converse, right?
Yes, yeah.
It's a Converse sneaker print, and it's obvious it's a Converse sneaker print.
Yeah.
Because, that old...
Right, but you do miss it because, first off, they're massive.
Massive.
And then they're really far spaced apart.
You're supposed to be this big.
Right. So they're really
Andy's
spaced
backyard.
apart, so you
Yeah,
forget
right.
about it, and then as you're
Right.
walking, you're like,
But
you're
the
the
whole
toy.
thing is so cool. Like Woody's lunchbox is an old-fashioned lunchbox that's turned on its side, and the roof is the lid open, and it's held open by a huge thermos, and like the seats are Baby Bell cheeses, and
It's so cool.
it's just so cool.
well
And
themed.
Christmas lights strung up.
Yeah.
As the lighting, and
It's so well themed.
it is. And you know, I had Lincoln Logs and Connects as the fencing.
Yeah.
Like it's full of toys. If you look, it's just
Yeah, and even some of the
you know,
light posts and stuff are like
giant pieces of chalk and crayons
and like Ticonderoga pencils and stuff like that. Like they're crazy.
And the rides in there, I love Slinky Dog Dash.
Great ride.
Love it. I love
Toy Story Mania.
Toy Story Mania. Those are two things that, and like I said, I don't like rides, but I love Slinky. I go on it every time. I go on Toy Story Mania every time.
Get there early if you want to get on Slinky Dog Dash. You gotta get over there because everyone rushes there.
Yeah, but that is, I mean, that's one of my favorite lands in Disney World.
It's so bright and happy. I think
that's it. Yeah,
it's so much fun. I love it.
I just love it. That's an absolute must-do. Do not miss.
I agree. 100% agree. But that's a cannot miss. The things on both our lists are cannot misses, but these number ones are, if you go to Hollywood Studios, you cannot miss these number ones.
Yes.
So, do you want
Go
me?
ahead. What do you
So for me, for the number one, while Indiana Jones is the best stage show in Disney, there is no event quite like Fantasmic. At the end of the night,
yeah.
what a way to leave Hollywood Studios. I can't even begin to describe how amazing Fantasmic is. You follow Mickey through this journey, through his imagination and his dreams, and the villains are coming after, like, oh my god, and like, there's so much music, and you run through all the Disney movies, all these classic Disney movies and these classic soundtracks, and the water features, and the fire, and the fireworks, and then the drag. I mean, it's overwhelming to try to describe, right? It's like a 30-something minute. I mean, it's a long show. And it ends the night, and it's an event. So it's a highly, highly recommended thing. I never miss Fantasmic when I go.
Hopefully they bring it back. I mean, they had emptied out the water, and
I'm sure they will. I mean, what else are you gonna put there? Fantasmic is so popular that theater, if you can even call it a theater, an arena almost, is what, 5,000, 7,000 people deep? And every show sold out. Like, every show is full.
Right.
Always. Then they have the pre-shows, those people run around, and there's the music.
Yeah.
It's just like
Hot dog sales.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's an event even getting to it, because you walk a while to get to where you need to go.
Yeah.
The whole thing feels like an event to me, and...
Well, when they had Fast Passes, it was a Fast Pass event, and it was a nighttime fireworks show.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if they still did it. I don't know if they got away from, like, the dinner... The dinner combination. I know with COVID they did, but when they were still running Fantasmic...
they still had the dinner packages, yeah.
So, that was where you could go to, like, 50s prime time and pay, like, a certain fee, right? And you kind of...
Right. If you guaranteed eating at the restaurant, you were guaranteed a seat. Right. So
I thought that was kind of a cool idea if you were like wanted to make sure you got into Fantasmic. Otherwise, just get in line an hour or so early.
It seemed like forever.
Yeah. Well, because standing in line, I mean, you were literally standing there.
You were standing in line, and then you were walking, and like you said, walking. Even once they let you in, you were walking to get to your seat. You were walking. Okay.
Yeah, and then you come out, and there's this huge, there's concession stands, there's all this stuff, and there's this huge arena you walk down into with, like, the water in front of you and the big stage, and then Sorcerer Mickey, pops up on the top and pops out in front of you, and then Steamboat Willie comes out, and coolest show.
Yeah, it is.
For a Disney, if you're a huge Disney fan, it's just, floods your senses with Disney.
Yeah, it does.
It's a big
It's a big one. It's a good one. It is. My number one is Rise of the Resistance. how can it not be the number one, right?
Yeah.
What a show, a ride, a show and a ride.
Yeah, it has to be both. I mean, there's no way to qualify as one or the other.
Right, it's incredible, and you have to get there. I've been lucky. Each time I went, I was able to get passes to get into the virtual queue. You have to get into a virtual queue. You can do it from your hotel room now at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's gone within seconds. And then there's another one at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, another virtual queue that you have to be in the park to do.
Okay.
So what you need to do is have a reservation for the park, because you can't make either queue without the reservation.
This is like take notes moment. Like,
have to have a reservation for the park. 7 o'clock, like I said, at your hotel or wherever you are, you can try and get in that queue. 1 o'clock, you have to be in the park, so you have to have that reservation beforehand. Go to the park, get in the park, and then try again at 1 o'clock for the virtual queue. It's hard. People are freaking out over this, but it's better than standing hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours in line.
Yeah, and it would be
hours.
It would be your whole day would be in line. If this was just a regular queue, your whole day would be spent.
Absolutely, and I like it way better than fast passes.
I do too. I 100% agree.
Yep.
Here at Disney, we do not approve of the fast pass system.
We don't. We don't like it. So, I mean, you really do feel like you're in another world with this. You do feel like you are part of the resistance.
100%.
And I'm not a huge Star Wars person. And for me to say this is without a doubt one of the best rides and experiences I've ever been on is saying a lot, because it means nothing to me, but visually and sense-wise, it's just crazy the things they do. When you go up,
yeah, crazy.
You're like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Right. And how about, like, before you even get on the ride, when those doors open.
Yes.
And they're like, get off.
And you're like, where am I? And you're inside, then you're outside, and you have the hologram array. And
yeah. But how about when, like, I'm talking, like, when they come and get you off, like, get off the, like, resistance people, and you're in the stormtrooper room.
The hangar with
the
50 stormtroopers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you just
when
step
they
off
cut through the thing.
Yeah, like when you like step off though, and you're like,
aren't you in that little room first, and then they cut through the wall? No, that's
how you get to the ride. It's like there's a whole show before you get on the ride.
Yeah.
Like
it's crazy. It's the craziest thing. Like, and every time I go on, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's unbelievable the way this thing works, and yeah, I mean, I've never written anything like it. I've never seen anything like it.
It's crazy. Like when you're the guns are shooting and there's a movie going on, you just don't know where to look.
Yeah.
Right? There's stuff going on here, there's stuff going on there, there's stuff going on in front of you. There's you're going backwards. You're like, where am I?
And you're on that trackless system too, so it really feels like you're on the run. Like you're just like zipping through a spaceship. And it feels like you're really zipping through a spaceship. You're like, get out of here.
That lightsaber coming through
through the ceiling. Oh my god, there's so much going on.
So much. It is one of the best things I have ever been in.
I can't believe
and someone like Kim and Jim, who are huge Star Wars fans, it freaked them right out.
Yeah, it takes you and sticks.
It must have done that to you. You're a huge movie person.
It did. It really took you from I'm in a theme park, and it stuck you. It did what like MGM had started and Hollywood Studios tried to do, where it's like, we're gonna put you in the movie, and they took you and stuck you right in the heart of a Star Wars movie. It's unbelievable. Like I have goosebumps talking about it. So,
yeah, right.
Crazy.
So good. But did you notice what's not on my list? It's always something on my list, like food-wise, nothing.
Oh yeah. You know what though? Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to say it, right? I mean, we have to, like, Hollywood Studios has to own it. Food-wise,
it's lacking.
It is. They're coming up short.
Like, I don't know if there's one thing that I'm like, oh, I need to try, or I need to get.
Like this food I like there. I like the sci-fi. I don't care for the food as much.
I can't stand that damn place.
I like the sci-fi because I like movies. So
I hate it because you're sitting like this with your group.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's behind you just like this. You're sitting in these cars. So this is how
and
we're
it's 2
eating.
to 1.
But you don't have this much room. You have this much room.
Right, and you can't talk to all your party because they're behind
right.
you.
Makes no sense to me.
Like,
I mean, again, visually, it's great to look at, but
I like the little tarts at Woody's lunchbox.
those are good, but not. Those are good.
They're like a snack though.
They're like a snack.
Like, yeah, as far as food goes, I really feel like I feel like Hollywood Studios, I wanted to call it MGM too.
Yeah.
Is just.
I mean, they
that's
used to have starting
press.
rolls, which was good. Like, it was like a little bakery. They had nice sandwiches and.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, and Dad's gonna appreciate this. Back.
Oh my God! Is this the steak and cheese?
Yeah. There was a stand right outside of Indiana Jones.
Which is still there, but they changed.
They changed it to something else. It was the best cheesesteak in the entire world.
Yeah.
Like, hands down the best cheesesteak in the whole world. And then they just got rid of it, and me and Dad are convinced it's because it was pulling business from other, like, food places.
I know, but, I mean...
It was...
Even, like, the candy store, the Cauldron...
Mm-hmm.
What was it called?
I forget.
Something Cauldron. I don't know. It was packed. It was always packed, especially with Fantasmic right before.
That was the villain's one, right? Like the villain.
Yeah.
Gone.
Why?
Right. Why shoot yourself in the foot like that with food?
Right.
Like, you're already weak in food. If anyone knows of any good food places that Hollywood Studios are missing,
eat and then we leave and go eat.
Yeah.
Because
it's not like I'll snack. You know what they have a lot of now is like that beer place. That's cool. I like that.
What's the name of it? I've only been once. I
remember.
wasn't a huge fan. Something Tap.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you have any food stuff that you guys love and like we're missing, maybe drop a.
I don't know how we could be missing it. Maybe the backstage.
Backlog Express is
Backlog
fine.
Express, but
There's that place next to Rock and Roller Coaster, and it's fine. It's like that picnic table area with all like its little food stand.
yeah, I mean, but again, burgers,
Right.
chicken sandwiches,
Like
chicken
you
nuggets.
don't, like
nothing.
the sci-fi food is fine. We don't like. We didn't like Hollywood and Vine.
No, I didn't like that. I don't mind 50s prime time.
I get way too much anxiety. I hate being the center of attention, and now I'm an adult, and it would just be worse.
But you know, it's just.
But I've seen people who love like the 50s primetime food, so
It's
maybe
fun.
we have to try it again. You know where I haven't been? Like, me and Dad actually went like once. Was Mount Melrose. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, but you could go over to the boardwalk. There's an Italian restaurant on the boardwalk that's fabulous.
Yeah, you know what? I really feel like
There's so much
as
stuff
great as Hollywood Studios
right away.
Yeah, as great
or
as
a Skyliner right away now.
Yeah, as great as it's gotten in terms of rides and events and stuff, I feel like they need to get food under control now because.
Speaking of Skyliner, though, if you're staying at a Skyliner resort in the morning, give yourself plenty of time to get to Hollywood Studios, because that line at the hub where you do the transfer, you could be waiting in line for 25 minutes to get from one Skyliner system to that Hollywood Studios Skyliner system. That really backs up fast.
I love the Skyliner though.
Love the Skyliner.
I love it. And you know what's funny is I was so skeptical when they were
too.
building it.
I was like, it's gonna mess up your sight line and stuff. It really doesn't.
It
it's
doesn't.
beautiful.
It actually adds to it. It's almost like the monorail in a sense, where the monorail comes by and you see some Skyliners and other areas. It's very cool to see all the motion in Disney. All the movement.
And I like at night when we leave. And you know what? The last time we went last summer, when we went last summer, with Kim and Jim, we went to Disney Studios and then took the Skyliner over and went to the Riviera and had a drink and stuff like that, and it was great. And then just take it back, and
it's pretty easy. It's pretty convenient. Like, the ventilation there is nice. You get a nice breeze. Like, it's really cool. You get great views. Overall, big thumbs up for Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
In general, right? We're big fans of all things Disney, so.
Not all things, but most things.
Yeah, most things. Like, we'll call things out when they have to be.
Keeping it real.
Yeah. But we love Hollywood Studios.
Yes. Next week we're gonna do our Animal Kingdom must-dos. That could be a long show because
it's a lot.
I don't know if I can cut that down to 3.
It's gonna be tough.
And then I think we're also gonna talk about our trip the following week.
Yes, so we will be down in Disney the following week. So not next week, the week after. Keep an eye out on Facebook. We will be playing around there, maybe going live a couple times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
so there won't be any show that week.
Right.
Because we'll be living the dream.
Right. So, I think we covered what we needed to cover, right? So, guys, thank you so much for your time, for your audience. We hope this video was helpful to you. If we missed anything, if we left anything out that you think was, should have been on our top 3 list, drop a comment down below. Let us know.
Let us know about those food choices, too.
Yeah, the food choices, seriously. We could use them.
And if there's something you want us to see in Disney, let us know.
Yes. So absolutely, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day, week, month, and we will see you real soon.
Stay safe.